Hey, what's up, YouTube family? It's your favorite black guy from Nebraska. Yes, just black people in Nebraska. Hey, I want to say this. I'm going to present you guys with the next part of the book in chapter 7. I really enjoy the turnout I'm having in the comment section, man. I want to thank you guys for your support. Thank you guys for the positive affirmations. Thank you guys for just giving me more things to research and more, and commenting positively. Thank you. We got a few people, who mock and scoff, all that good stuff. But that comes with the territory. That comes with it. And you know what? I'm not worried about it, because when they mock and scoff, in a way that's they're telling you that you're doing something. A hit dog's gonna holler, and in the comment section you're gonna have a lot of hit dogs. So this information will continue. This will continue because there's a lot of vital information here, and also this book. You're not going to be able to find it online, a physical copy. I think I said that in the last video. But this book is free on archive.org, okay? Go to archive.org, create yourself an account, and it's a $42 million book library, online library, and it's free. It's free. What I'm doing for you right now is for free. This information I'm giving you is free. Okay, you don't have a physical copy of it, but you can save this stuff to your phone. You can do all type of stuff with it. You know what I mean? So the app I'm using to create this content is not free, but the information is free. So I don't want to ramble. I don't want to talk too much. I want to get you guys this information while I'm on my break at school. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So yesterday we talked about the KKK. Today we're going to talk about whiteface, blackface. That's the name of this, that part of this chapter. So we're going to start dealing with like theater and entertainment. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. The title of this chapter might seem a little bit confusing, but we're going to attempt to explain how the meaning of blackface came to be and what influenced so-called whites to start dressing like so-called American Negroes and mock them with every stereotype one could imagine. And they're still doing it to this day. They're still doing it. So it just goes to show you there's nothing new under the sun. In this segment, you're going to understand how blackface actually came to be. In our Lion Family chapter, which is a chapter before we haven't read, a man by the name of James Hewlett was mentioned as if we are supposed to know him. So we're going to explain why he became an important piece to tracing the origins of how the minstrel shows became influenced by so-called black street performers. Who's James Hewlett? Photo caption, Mr. Hewlett as Richard III, in imitation of Mr. Keone, off with his head, so much for Buckingham. I am myself alone, 1921. James Hewlett, brother of Mary Joseph Lyons, was a so-called colored American actor. He was principal actor alongside partner Ira Frederick Aldridge and co-creator of William Alexander Brown's African Grove Theater in New York City. And that's actually the next chapter. The next part of the chapter after this is about African Grove Theater. Hewlett started performing as a vocalist and as an actor described as Shakespeare's proud representative in what was called the African Grove, when it was just an exhibition held in Brown's Tea Garden. Hewlett is best known for starring in Grove's performance of Richard III. After the closure of the theater in 1824, he began to tour performing excerpts from plays. Australian historian Shane White, who claims to specialize in African American history, which I don't know how, never being born or lived in the USA, but I digress, suggests that Hewlett may have been the best known black New Yorker. Around 1831, he also visited the United Kingdom and apparently performed in Liverpool. Although documentary evidence of this is limited, his career seems to have entered into a decline by and after 1834, when he was supposedly imprisoned for larceny. He is reported to have died around 1849. All right, now on this page, it looks like we have a lot of pictures of Moorish dignitaries, people who are held maybe a high place in government. We all know that in 711 AD, the Moors conquered Spain. In 1492, things changed, and they They were knocked out of power in 1492. And we all know what happened after that. The Portuguese Jews were expelled from Portugal in 1492 in Spain. So let's just look at some of these pictures. Portrait of Aldrich as Othello the Moor by James Northcott, 1826. I don't see any chains, and I don't see these guys as slaves. So that goes against that, idea that around this time, most black people were slaves or were in low positions. These don't look like people who are in low positions at all. Ira Aldrich and Othello the Moor by Henry Parcott Briggs, 1830. As Othello the Moor in Poland, 1860. Poland, check that out. Aldrich and Othello the Moor by William Morty, Walters Art Museum. Ira Aldrich as Aaron the Moor in Great Britain, May 11, 1825. Theatre Royal. Wow. Ira Aldrich as Aaron the Moor. And there's the last picture is an oil painting of Ira Aldrich as himself, Leon Herbo. Very, very interesting. So this goes to evidence as to, black people more than slaves in other places, European places, Poland, Great Britain. So the evidence is here. It's just up to you if you want to acknowledge it or not. But just because a lot of you don't want to acknowledge this evidence, it doesn't mean that it is not true. So let's go ahead and go to the next page. Today, when you see these photos, they usually be passed around as Moors. But these photos are half-truths. Every single photo and many more out there is all but one man, Ira Aldrich, playing Othello the Moor. Othello, full title, The Tragedy of Othello the Moor of Venice, is a tragedy written by William Shakespeare, probably in 1603. The story revolves around two characters, Othello and Logo. Othello was a Moorish military commander. Okay, that makes sense from the pictures we just saw, who was serving as the general of the Venetian army in defense of Cyprus against invasions by Ottoman Turks. Wow. He has recently married Desdemona, sorry, I probably butchered that, a beautiful and wealthy Venetian lady, younger than himself, without the knowledge and, despite the letter objection of her father. Logo is Othello's malevolent ensign, who maliciously stakes his master's jealousy until the usually stoic Moor kills his beloved wife in a fit of blind rage. Due to its enduring themes of passion, jealousy, and race, Othello is still topical and popular and is widely performed with numerous adaptations. So who was Ira Aldrich for real? Ira Frederick Aldrich, July 24th, 1807 to August 7th, 1867, was an American-born British actor, playwright, and theater manager known for his portrayal of Shakespearean characters. James Hewlett and Aldrich are regarded as the first Black American tragedians. Born in New York City, Aldrich's first professional acting experience was in early 1820s with William Alexander Brown's African Grove Theater, and we're going to read about that next. Troupe. Facing discrimination in America, he left in 1824, shortly after the closing of the Grove Theater for England, and made his debut at London's Royal Coburg Theatre. As his career grew, his performances of Shakespeare's classics eventually met with critical acclaim, and he subsequently became the manager of Coventry Theatre Royal from 1852. Aldrich regularly toured much of continental Europe and received top honors from several heads of state. He died suddenly while on tour in Poland and is buried in Lot. Aldrich is the only Black American actor honored with a bronze plaque at the Shakespeare Memorial Theater in Stratford upon Avon. Two of Aldrich's daughters, Amanda and Lorna, became professional opera singers. Wow, interesting. Note, many might not know this, but Aldrich and Hewlett were dressing in whiteface, wow, characters at least 10 years before the first minstrel show. So whiteface came first? Interesting. That gave rise to blackface, okay, which was influenced out of the jealousy by whites. So Blackface was out of jealousy, who saw the large crowds that so-called Negro street performers were able to attract, with only a banjo singing but what became known as honky-tonk, which was considered NIGGER instruments and music at the time. Wow. The newly settled white immigrants later set out to mimic these performances by painting their faces black and doing what they believed to be Negro stereotypes that they literally created out of hate and jealousy. When black artists portrayed white characters, it was always in a good light. But when the whites started to portray black characters, they portrayed them as lazy, criminals, thugs, pimps, mammies, coons, slaves, sambos, which we'll get to shortly. So we're going to read some more about that. And, you know, like I just said, there's nothing new under the sun. This same stuff happens today. Whatever we do, it gets stolen, it gets taken over. And other groups of people get to do the things that we do and become prominent in it. But when we do it, you know, it's not the same. And then for us to be to go places, for us to be in the entertainment business and prosper, we have to still play. Not a lot of us, not all of us, but some of us, most of us have to play these characters that are drug dealers, pimps, you know, all these negative stereotype characters are still, you know, shined upon today. You know, it's Hollywood hasn't changed, but it just goes to show you, I never knew that whiteface came first. You know, whatever black people do and we do well, there's always somebody that comes by to steal it. And there's not always white people. There's other ethnicities out there that take things and run with it. You know, I could make an example. Shoot, R&B. There's no more good black R&B no more. There's only certain people that get to do the R&B now. So, you know, like I said, there's nothing new under the sun. And this stuff has been happening and it continues to happen. It continues to occur. But what I didn't know that surprised me, that whiteface was done first in a positive light. But then when other nationalities saw how it was becoming popular and how, you know, black people were doing well off of it, they took it and they twisted it and then they ran with it, and we're still dealing with the after effects today. So I hope you guys really enjoyed that. Towards the end, this chapter started, this part of the chapter wrapped up, and it came back to what it was originally about. So this is great information, man. I'm sure some of you guys didn't know this. I hope you guys learned something from this. I learned something from this, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy this just like the other content, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and get back to school. I'm gonna continue to try to push more content out there when I have time. When you hear me struggle over these words, it's because they're very small and I have to take my time and zoom in on these words to give you the content. When I'm at home, I'm doing this on my phone on my break right now. When I'm at home and I have my laptop in front of me, I'm able to slow down, pronounce the words better because I can see things better. But overall, I hope you guys are getting the underlying message. So it's your favorite black guy from Nebraska. Yes, there's black people in Nebraska. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm out. Peace. God bless and have a great day.